So a good way, how's a good way to do it? Trying to think how other people, I have a calendar on my computer and I just put the link there every day that I need it. Um, there is a way to put it on your, are you coming from your phone or computer?
I'm on the computer now.
So there should be a way to make a direct link onto your computer. And when my tech husband comes in, I will ask him. But there may be women on here who can give you.
Okay, or I can ask one of my grandchildren.
But there is a way that you can just put the link right on your desktop and just go from there.
Okay, all right.
Hello, Karen. It's exciting. I get to meet so many new women today.
Where are you located? I always think that's fun.
I am in Cincinnati, Ohio. Where are you located?
I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Aha. And what shul do you go to in Silver Spring?
Well, I go to a shul in Olney. Because I'm not really in Silver Spring. My post office is Silver Spring, but I'm closer to Olney.
Got it. It's so exciting when everybody comes on. I'm going to ask everybody to introduce themselves and where they live, because we could be all over the country.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things about Zoom. We can do this.
There's a lot that we don't necessarily appreciate about Zoom. I think we're all about done with Zoom, but you know, it affords us some wonderful things.
Yes.
Everybody's starting to come on.
Okay.
Hi, Marcia. Is it Sivian or Sivian?
Sivian, yes.
Sivian, that's a beautiful name. What's the origin? Do you know?
Yes, from Hebrew, Sivya.
Ah, beautiful.
So I'm named after a grandmother and a great-grandmother.
That's wonderful. And you look like you're sitting outside, maybe on a porch.
I'm in my screened-in porch. We're trying to take advantage of all the good days.
It's beautiful. I always wanted one, but didn't want the expense of adding on a whole nother room of the house.
That's true. And where do you live?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful today, but we'll talk.
It is beautiful. Now, have you taught the other classes, the earlier classes?
I did. I took last semester off, but I have taught advanced beginner and intermediate.
And we're considered intermediate, is that it?
You are now.
Okay. We'll see. Hope.
So it's just a matter of practice is really what it is. And the more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
It sounds like life.
Sounds like what?
Life.
Yes, well, that is for sure life. Hi, Jamie. I'm sorry about the mix up with emails. I do not know how that happened, but it's been, this time of year is crazy busy.
No problem.
Glad we got it straightened out, and if it rears its ugly head again, just let me know.
Okay.
We're waiting on a few more people to get on.
I have a question, Debbie.
Yes.
I don't have the Seem Shalom prayer book, but I have this one, and I'm sure all the prayers would be in there. So would that be?
Yeah, but that's for Shabbat, and we're doing weekday.
Okay, then I'm going to use the ones that you sent us.
Okay. And I actually also have the, I have Seem Shalom, Siddur Seem Shalom, but it's for Shabbat and festivals. So it's hard. That's why I sent all the prayers, and I apologize in advance for any typos. But not everybody has the same books in their house. Especially true during COVID when people couldn't get out to get them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you.
If your shul has Siddur, Sim Shalom, which looks like this. Well, I'm not going to do it because I'm blurring my background, but here I'll
Yeah.
unblur my background.
But my pages didn't match yours.
So yes, because what does yours say on the front? Does it say for Shabbat?
Mine is maroon.
Yours is maroon, but it's the same.
Right.
Linda, does yours say on the underneath Sim Shalom, does it say for Shabbat and holidays?
No,
Can you hold it up again? I can't see. Okay. I don't have access. The one I have is Siddur Sim Shalom. I have the same one, but
The maroon
I
one is
can-
weekday.
the what?
The maroon one is weekday.
Right. And this one I think is also has weekday in it. What I'll need to do is I'll need to go back, Linda, and I'll
but what you sent, the font was nice and big, and I liked it, so I could
That's
use
fine
the
to use
pages.
that.
Hi,
Yes,
everybody.
that,
It's like we got the band back together. Hey, Julie, it's Nancy. Quick question, Debbie. It was
Yes.
interesting. I have Sim Shalom, and your page numbers are not the same as mine. So I guess that's what
Because
you guys are talking about.
this is Slim Shalom. It's just the weekday,
Uh,
and the
Oh.
thicker one is weekday and
Oh.
Shabbat.
yeah,
Oh,
I have the other one. So
So
it was
if it's helpful, I will I will work this week on the regular pages and give that to you, if that will
that's
help
great.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. I just didn't know what people had, but this way everybody can be on the same page with their copies.
Yeah,
So it looks like
I
we're
don't
waiting.
know. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what, we have a regular day Siddur, but I don't know if it's Sim Shalom. It might be the Lev Shalem. It's
Well,
green.
Lev Shalem is only Shabbat.
Oh, okay. Then it must be Sim Shalom, but it's green and it's very thin.
Can you
It's
hold it up?
It's
Do you have it
probably
there?
very old.
Do you have it there?
No, but I can get it from my shul.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You're using Sim Shalom or Lev Shalom? Shalom.
Sim Shalom. Lev Shalem is only for Shabbat.
Okay, sorry, I have Lev Shalom. Sorry about that.
That's
I just-
okay. That's why I sent you the copy so you can print it
Good.
out and have it.
Thank you so much.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. And as ladies join us, they can pop in. So I'd love for you to introduce yourself, tell us your name, where you're located, and one fun fact, whatever you want us to know about you. So Linda, will you start? I'm going to go across my screen here.
okay. I'm Linda Reba. I am currently living in Silver Spring, Maryland, originally from New York. A fun fact, I moved here to be near my grandchildren.
That's wonderful. Karen, would you share with us?
She's muted.
Oh, you got to unmute. I know it's the bane of Zoom existence.
Unmute.
There she is.
Go. I'm in Rockland County, New York. A member of Shir Shalom, which is recently 2 synagogues joined together. Live in Wesley Hills, New York, and haven't had much fun lately, but planning to retire very soon, and that will be fun.
What are you retiring from?
I'm a real estate broker, and my husband hasn't been well recently, and so I'm retiring from real estate management.
Well, Mazel Tov.
Well, thank you.
Sivian?
Okay, I'm Sivian Block. I live in Orange, Connecticut, which is between New Haven and Bridgeport. I'm looking forward to meeting you all and learning a little more.
Any fun fact that you want to tell us about yourself?
Well, I don't know. It's fun in a way, but we're hoping to go to Israel in October. We
Nice.
have a daughter who lives there who has not been well, but anyway, we're going beginning of mid-October. So I will try to Zoom from Israel, but we'll see how that works.
I understand, and I hope
Yeah,
you're.
because it's Friday, right? No, I won't be able to, but will you record the sessions?
Yes, they're all recorded, and I'll show you how to get onto them.
Okay.
Let me write that down. All right. Thank you, Savian.
Thank you.
Marcia.
Hi, ladies. I'm Marcia Friedman. I live in Richboro, Pennsylvania. I'm a member of Ohev Shalom Synagogue of Bucks County. And a fun fact is that I've been having fun teaching both Mahjong and Canasta for the benefit of my sisterhood to many local ladies and some men. And everyone's having a good time, making new friends, sometimes ending up joining the sisterhood to come to other events. And all is well.
Thank you, Marcia. I was looking for your name. Remind me where you're from again. New York?
Richboro, Pennsylvania. It's outside Philadelphia. It's
Got
near
it.
New Hope. For all the New Yorkers, you know New Hope, right?
I know somebody in
Heard of
Bucks
it.
County, and I'm just blanking.
Well,
I'll get back to you on that one.
I probably know her.
Women's League.
Okay, Women's League.
Nancy, welcome.
Hi, I am so glad to be here. I am I'm living in Sacramento, California. And so for a lot of you, it's afternoon, and for me, it's morning. So I am so pleased to be with this group and have had a wonderful time last year with the beginners group. Several of us are together again, and it was such a delight. And a fun fact is that, as I shared with the group last year, I am a military kid and have moved a lot in my life. So it's currently, I've had a chance to be in places as diverse as Wadena, Minnesota as a kid, and and Sumter, South Carolina. But for most of my life, I am more a Midwest person and a California person.
Well, and hopefully you're staying cool out there.
Yes, cool. And the red eyes are from the smoke, but I'm safe. So we're
Wonderful.
good here. Yes.
Thank you. Alice, welcome. Can you pronounce your last name for me so I don't pronounce it incorrectly?
Oh, sure, it's Yasuna. Yasuna or Rita, people will remember how it's pronounced, so.
I got it. I just didn't want to pronounce it wrong.
No,
Alice, where are you
okay.
from?
Oh, I'm from Manhattan, New York, and right now we live in northern Westchester near Peekskill, and I am a member of the First Hebrew Congregation Sisterhood, as well as the Lake Peekskill Temple Israel. And my thing is that I do Hebrew calligraphy and ketubot. And I just finished one for my niece this past weekend, and I'm working on one for my son who's getting married in the beginning of next month. So.
That's wonderful. Good friend of mine is a Hebrew calligrapher, and actually my son's best friend from 3 months old. They've been friends all their lives, and they were arch enemies in 6th grade, but she made his ketubah last year for his wedding. And
awesome.
The woman who taught her was their religious school teacher, and she didn't want to go to Hebrew high school. And so the director said, I tell you what, you're into art. She graduated art school. You can do an independent study. I will teach you Jewish calligraphy. And Unfortunately, she passed away a few years later, but not before teaching her what she needed to know. So
Awesome.
wonderful skill. Thank you, Alice. Tula,
Oh,
welcome.
thank you. I'm Tula Lightfoot, and I belong to Temple Beth Israel here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And a fun fact is that I am making a blog about wildflowers, and I just tried this syrup. It's called Yacon syrup, and it's very powerful stuff. So if I keep running away to the bathroom, please excuse me.
Thank you. Let us know how it goes. Or
Yeah,
not.
so far it's working great.
So do you know my friend Lori B. Davis?
No, I don't. Is she
No,
in
she's not.
Charlotte?
She just moved there a couple years ago. Is there a second conservative shul?
No, it's not conservative. So she must be in the show. I'll look for her. And we don't have sisterhood. We have WODI, Women of Temple Israel.
Got it. Did you know? Oh gosh, how am I blanking on her name? She was our matriarch in Makom B'Yachad, and I just can't believe I'm blanking on her name. Older woman, passed away in her 90s.
Oh, Audrey?
Audrey, thank you.
Yeah, no, she was fabulous. We all loved Audrey. Yeah, it was very sad when she passed. She passed, I think, in April.
She was our matriarch on our 3 days a week. Women's League has a group called Makom B'Yachad. I'll give you more information. We'd love to have you come on. And Audrey was she was our leader. And we, every time we meet, at the end of our meeting, we all remember her by saying, "Y'all come back now, you hear?" Because that's what she said every session. Thank you, Tula.
You're welcome.
Is it Marie or Mary?
Hi, it's Mary Frankel. Good
Hi,
afternoon
Mary.
or good morning to those of you on the West Coast. I'm Mary Frankel. I live in Manhattan, 56th Street, and I go to Sutton Place Synagogue. And I actually started the Women's League there many, many years ago, and they've taken it to, everybody takes it to the next level. They've done a marvelous job. What I do, I'm on my 7th career, all in real estate finance. I was a tax attorney, investment banker, a REIT analyst. I now sit on boards, public and private and nonprofit. Number 2, I teach at NYU in Columbia, real estate capital markets, bunch of other things. And fun fact, I just launched a real estate capital markets textbook that got published. A number of you know that. And I think I held it up or something at our last meeting. It's now we're now test driving it in our classes, my co-authors and I, and it will be published in 2023. And last but not least, I grew up in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Margate, which is right outside. And fun fact is, growing up, I had an ice cream business. Ran out of my parents' garage, had 4 boys who worked for me, 3 carts, and it was a great business that helped put me through college.
Wow, I'm sorry that you're just not a little bit busy.
Not at all. But
keeps you young.
It's what keeps me going.
Thank you for sharing, Mary. Gail.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, everyone. My name is Gail Kaiser. I also live in Rockland County. Karen Glazer and I are good friends of long standing. And a number of the other women who are in this class, we worked together last year. So this feels like coming home. It really does. I belong to Congregation Share Shalom, as does Karen. I am immediate past president, thank God. I am also rather busy. I am the financial officer on our library board. I am the corresponding secretary for the synagogue, treasurer for sisterhood. I've done a lot of things. This class and really learning to read Hebrew and reading it fluently has been a long-term desire for me. So I'm really looking forward to it again. Fun fact, we have one grandson who is turning 1 year old tomorrow. So, and we love him. He's the best.
Wonderful. You know, they say the very best day about being synagogue president, the first day and the last day.
Well, fortunately, I was a co-president, which worked out very well. And I'm still very involved. And I'm on, besides being corresponding secretary, I am co-chairs of a number of committees. So yeah, I'm busy.
By the way, Debbie, that's the same thing they say about owning a boat.
Exactly. I heard that expression the other day. Thank you. Rhoda.
Debbie, can I interrupt for a minute?
You can.
Hi, thank you. Sorry to break in. I just wanted to come on and introduce myself to those who haven't met me yet. I'm Julia Loeb. I'm co-chair of the Education Committee for Women's League and a Women's League vice president. We are the group that's putting on all these Hebrew classes, and you may have gotten emails from me in the past. So I like to just come on and introduce myself so you can put a face to a name. And you're in very capable hands with Debbie. She took a semester off and we missed her, and now she's back teaching again, you know, things like a wedding and
Yeah, you know,
just little things like that get distracted her from teaching. But now she's back and we're happy to have her and happy to have all of you here. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, if you think that you should not be in this class. Just let me know. And other than that, I will just say Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova, and enjoy the rest of the semester here. I'm sure we'll be talking again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julia.
Thanks. Thank you, Debbie. Bye, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Rhoda.
Hi, I'm Rhoda Salama, and I'm in Toronto, Canada. And I'm a co-president of Beth Tzedek Congregation Sisterhood. And I have been the co-president for probably about 20 years now. And well, we have a small board and we just can't get replacements. So they're stuck with me and my friend. Anyhow, I've been taking these Hebrew courses, I guess, for the past 3 years, and I've really enjoyed them. It's something I've always wanted to do. And it's very, very beneficial. And I see some of my friendly faces from my past. Hi, Linda. Nice. Thank you.
Hi, it's good
Very
to
happy
see you.
Nice to see you. And I'm just looking forward to taking this course as well. And as far as a fun fact, well, I also have only one grandchild. He's a boy, and he's 11 years old, and we love him dearly, and it's just fun watching them grow. Anyhow, nice meeting everybody, and look forward to meeting you every Friday.
Thanks, Rhoda. Yes, Alice.
I would just like to say one quick thing. 1,000 years ago, when I was president of our sisterhood, we had the convention in Washington, D.C., and Debbie Friedman was the entertainer.
I was there.
And there was a table of the Canadian sisterhood who were awesome. In fact, I still have a little enamel pin of the flag of Canada that one of the ladies had given me. And every time I think of, like many of us do, think of moving to Canada, I keep thinking, I hope I run into some of these awesome women who I met a million years ago, but I always have a warm feeling in my heart for the Canadian sisterhood. So
thank you very much, Allison. Actually, our branch used to be called Seaway Branch many years ago, and we would all go on a bus from Toronto, and they always took our Canada pins to give out, and they were really a very friendly group of people. Very, very nice.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah. And I actually was at that convention.
Oh, really?
Oh yes, I was there. I remember.
Well, we can say that we're an international group today.
We certainly are.
Rhoda, I just want you to know, I used to cover Canada for different companies I was with. And there were times I needed to do yard site for my parents.
Yes.
And I would just, pick a synagogue and walk, one that was close to whatever hotel I was in. And every time I was so warmly welcomed. And in Montreal as well.
Oh, yeah, of course.
When I've gone to synagogues there. But it was just lovely. So, you know, it's like whatever, you know, our Hebrew, it's international.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
Well, welcome everyone. My name is Debbie Lempert. I live in Cincinnati.
Hold on.
Sure.
I'm
Jamie, did I skip you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So does that have something to do with the email problem too? Or?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Yeah, as long as I'm on some roster somewhere.
You're here.
Okay. Sorry, I'm an identical twin. I'm used to being overlooked or at least confused with someone else and then my name spelling. Okay, so I'm from Washington, D.C., Addis, Israel, and it's great to see everybody from my last class, which was my first in 30 years. And before that, I'd never had a class as an adult bat mitzvah at 30. So this is great. And really happy that these classes are being offered. So fun fact, starting a new job and moving, and my husband retired, all these things kind of happening in the next month and a half. It's already happening, but it's going to take a month and a half for it to all complete. So, and the job's in IT accessibility, digital accessibility. It'll be fun.
Wow. Are you moving to a house in the same area or are you moving out of state?
Similar area. It's a house we've been renting out to some friends' kids. So they just moved out today and we're going to move back in, do a couple minor repairs, and it's where my kids grew up. So it'll be like going home. I mean, it's not far.
Wonderful. Lots of change. Thank you, Jamie. I apologize. So as I said, I'm Debbie Lempert. I am living in Cincinnati, Ohio, born and raised. When I met my husband and he was finishing his residency in emergency room medicine, he said, we can live anywhere in the United States you want. If you want to move to another country, we can. I gave him a set of parameters and we live 1.5 miles from where I grew up. So families here and communities here, so we're staying for now. I belong to Adith Israel in Cincinnati. I know there are other Adith Israels, and one in particular gets our Judaica for our Judaica shop sometimes. I don't think we get theirs. And I've been everything from sisterhood president, synagogue president. I teach kindergarten and first grade in religious school. So, you know, I know that place inside and out. I do not, however, speak Hebrew. So this class is not learning Hebrew, because if you put me in charge, you're going to be very disappointed because I know about 10 words. But what we are going to work on is fluency in reading prayers. The reason we picked Siddur Sim Shalom, well, we didn't pick the Siddur, but we picked the daily prayer service, morning prayer service, was because that is the service that if you are coming to convention next July, that is the service, our big service. We'll be, you know, we will not be there on Shabbat. So we wanted the students to be familiar with the daily service. Something maybe some of you are familiar with, some of you are not. I like to work with PowerPoint, so I'll be putting the prayers up on the screen, but feel free to use your book or your sheets. I apologize in advance for any typos, or let me know if you like, hey, Debbie, there's a part missing on this prayer. It probably got covered up and I'll fix it and resend it. And I also like to give you a little background about the prayers. I think it's important that we know I was raised with, here's the prayer, memorize it. But we weren't told why we say it. What is the significance? I can tell you, most of our prayers are praising God. That's a lot of what we do. So we will be meeting. Somebody asked how late we will go in the year. I was told most classes will go until December I'm thinking that we'll fit, our last class will be December 16th. Because that's when people start to go away. So, and we will not, there'll be some dates we will not be meeting. I imagine, I haven't really looked at the calendar to determine those. But most days, most Fridays, 1:30 to 2:30 here on Zoom. Any questions before we jump in? Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen with you. So we are in the fall intermediate prayer class. That's you. And I'm going to try to move you to my other computer screen so I can see all of you. I have to remember it's been a while since I've done this. So I like to be able to see all of you at once.
Debbie, are you going to send out a weekly link, or should we always go back to this original link you sent?
I will try to send it out every week, but I don't know that it'll always make it. But has anybody had experience with being able to create a link on your desktop? Mary, can you share a little bit with the women about how they do that?
Actually, really what I do is I just take it and copy it onto the desktop and slide it up in. What I could do if you'd like is, I have everybody's emails from your email. I could just send it as a meeting request and they could put it on their calendars.
That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that too. I just didn't know if everybody has an electronic calendar.
I keep both. I print it out about every week or every other week. But so you could do that. But really, I just kind of copy and paste it onto the computer.
I tried to copy and paste it. My computer won't allow me to do it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to fiddle with it. I know everyone is different.
If you use email, what I do is I create a folder that says Zoom, and every time I get invited to anything where there's a Zoom link, I put it into my Zoom folder.
Okay.
And that allows me to then just go in, and you can bring up that email every week.
When you sent me your email last week, I immediately copy and pasted it and made my own, until December 16 actually. Put it into my calendar.
Got it. Wonderful. All right. Thank you. So we're going to start with Shacharit service, Birchot HaShachar, and it starts with Modeh Ani. So let me tell you a little bit about if you're a male, you say Modeh, we say Modah. Of course, our prayer books are not egalitarian, especially Sim Shalom. So you will notice when we get to the Musaf, that I have taken it out of Lev Shalem to be able to include all the appropriate imahot, because Siddur Sim Shalom does have Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, but does not include imahot in the actual word. So I went ahead and copy and pasted that. So Modah Ani, it's recited when we wake up as a thank you to God. There's a concept in Jewish mysticism that sleep is 1/60th of death. We are by no means guaranteed to wake up in the morning. So when we do, it's only proper that we take a moment to express gratitude for another day, for another opportunity to live our lives. And it's both ironic and unfortunate that so many of us groan in annoyance when we have to get up when that alarm clock goes off, but without recognizing the incredible blessing that we're actually able to do it. Thank you comes first. We often spend the rest of our waking day focused on ourselves, our needs, our work. So we want to ensure that we never forget to have the foundation of our day be thank you. Only after we've said it do we mention ourselves. It's possibly a shortened version of the Elohai Neshama prayer, and seems to have been composed in the 17th century. It was printed for the first time in the addenda to the prayer book Seder Hayom. So just a little background. So the way I like to do things is that we just take turns reading. This is a very short prayer, so I figured we would take turns reading, each reading it. And if you're one of those people, let me make this a little bit bigger for you. There we go. I forgot to share it. The only problem that happens sometimes when I do that is it takes away my mouse. It takes away my mouse abilities, and now I cannot move you all from, hold on, let me move you all and then I will try again. Okay. Would somebody like to start and read Moda'ani?
I will.
Thank you, Marcia.
Moda ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayom shechechazarta bi nishmati behemla rabba emunatecha.
Wonderful. And would
read like that?
You will, you keep practicing. Would someone like to read the English? I promise that you'll have no trouble with.
I will.
Thanks, Linda.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thank you, living and enduring King, for you have graciously returned my soul within me.
So there, I thank you. First thing we think of when we wake up is being grateful to have this day. Wonderful. Thank you, Linda. Would someone like to read it in Hebrew next? And don't worry if you don't have the fluency. We're working on that this semester.
I'm going to get it over with if I can.
Okay, Jamie.
I can say that because it's not the morning. So basically, we're just reading for reading's sake. Okay.
Correct.
Moda ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam. This is going to be a hard one. Let's see.
Take it slowly.
Okay. Shehetizarta. No.
Try it again.
Shehech. Shehech zar.
So there's a hey and a chet. Well, I'm going to stop the share for just a minute because unfortunately the way I have this set up, it's covering, so I can't. All right. So see, there's shin, hey, and chet. Those are all three separate sounds.
Yeah, maybe you're not hearing or I'm doing it wrong, but I'm sha. Ha. No.
Yes, she's correct.
Ha. Zar. Ta.
Excellent. Try it again.
Oh, I must have missed a syllable then. Okay. Shehechazarta.
Excellent.
Okay. Thanks. B. Nishmati. Behemla. Rabba. Emunatecha.
Excellent. Excellent, Jamie.
Okay.
And if you are a phonics person, Hebrew's great because you just take letter by letter by letter by letter by letter. If you're a sight person, that's a little bit harder, but it is great that Hebrew is totally phonetic. Great job. Who would like to go next? All right, Linda.
Modeh ani lefaneha melech chai v'hayam.
Read that last word one more time.
V'kayam.
Excellent.
Zarta bi nishmati behemla rabba emunatach.
Can you try that last word one more time?
Emunatecha.
Excellent. Thanks, Linda.
I
And
think I know it. Don't pay attention. And that's what happened.
we all do that. Great. Who would like to try next? Tula.
Modeh ani lifanecha, melech chai v'kayam. Shehazarta bi nishmati, b'chemla rabah emunatecha.
Excellent, Tula. Thank you. I hope you're all practicing as each one of you are reading. Gail.
Okay. Moda ani lifanecha melech chai v'kayam shehechem shehechazarta bi nishmati bechem la rabba emunatecha.
Beautiful. Thank you. Who would like to go next? Alice?
If you'd like.
Okay, I can only think of this as a Paul Zim song. Moda ani lefanecha melech 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 chai v'kayam shechech azavta benishmati becham la rabba emunatecha.
All right, but now I want you to try to read it without singing it, because that's the tricky part.
Moda ani lifanecha melech chai v'kayam shehechazarta binishmati bechem la rabba emunatecha.
Beautiful. Thank you. It's hard because sometimes we know the tune and then but sometimes also if we're not paying attention to the words and we know the tune, we don't always say what's written.
Yes.
And when you sing, you don't always sing what's written. Sometimes we elongate words, put in an extra vowel to make it work with the music. So it can be tricky. Beautiful, Alice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary, did you want to go next? I'm sorry.
Sometimes
Tula?
they change the tune on us. Then I have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's why you got to know how to read it. Mary, did you want to go? You have to unmute for us. Don't worry.
You know, we all do. Modeh ani lefanecha melech cha.
What's that word?
Chai.
There you go.
V'kayam shechech. Wait a minute. Sarta the neshmeche or neshmechai. Which is it?
So start with the nun and just go letter by letter.
Nesh.
Look at the vowel under nun.
Neshmati.
Nishmati.
Nishmati. Thank you. The Chamla Rabba Emunatecha.
Excellent. Let's all look at that word, first word, second line. Just take it one syllable at a time. She, he, zarta. Shechechezarta. So it is a mouth. That's Hebrew. Hebrew is a tongue twister kind of language, especially when it's words you haven't heard. Beautiful job. Thank you, Mary.
Debbie,
Who has not? Yeah.
question. The
Yes.
last the last word on the first line. I learned it vikayom, and everyone is saying vikayam. And I wanted to know if the dot next to the yud makes it a yo or not.
Hold on. I have to look in the book because unfortunately something is being covered. It is vikayam. The dot inside the yud has nothing to do with vowels. Don't ask me to explain it because I couldn't, but it is vikayam.
Okay.
Occasionally, you will see the vowel that looks like a little T. If it is large, sometimes when it's enlarged, you say O, not ah. But in this case, it is vikayam. But thank you for asking, Marcia.
Thank you.
Who has not had a chance? Nancy.
Okay. Moda ani lifanecha melech hai v'kayam shehe chazarta bi nishmati bechem la raba emunatecha.
Lovely. Thank you. Sivian.
Moda ani lifanecha melech chai v'kayam. Shehez.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Wait. Shehez ratecha. Something's wrong. Could you
Repeat
repeat
that word again?
Well, Shehezarta.
Good.
Nismati. Bechem la Rabba emunatecha.
Lovely. Is there anybody who has not had a turn?
I have not.
I have not.
All right, Karen and then Rhoda.
Okay. Moda ani lifanecha melech chai vikayam shehe chaza ret. No,
Try that whole word again. Try it word letter by letter.
Shehe chazaret. No, rita. B.
One more time. I want you to get it correct.
Shehe chazareta.
There's no sound under the resh. Those two dots go with the zayin.
Oh,
so,
Zarta.
There you go.
Okay, Zarta. B. Nishmati Bechem la Rabba emunatecha.
Beautiful, Karen. Rhoda, you're up.
Okay. Modeh ani lafa necha melech chai va kayom.
Try that again. That last word on the first line.
Vakayom. Vakayam?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that.
No, don't apologize.
Shehechezarta. I hope that was good enough.
Exactly.
B. Nishmati Bahemla. Yes, that's right. Rabba emunatecha.
Wonderful. Has everybody had a chance? And I bet you are thanking God that we have finished with Shehechezarta Binishmati. But
I have a question.
I have to, yes, Nancy.
Okay, I'm just a curious person. What in the world does that word mean? The one that I have had a struggle with, and I'm just going to say this is a word that
I will have to get back to you on that. Again, I don't speak
Please.
Hebrew. Melechai v'kayam. So Nishmati is soul. I'm guessing maybe it has something to do with graciously, but I will ask my rabbi this. He loves this. He loves when people ask questions. So I'll ask him tomorrow what specifically Shehechezarta means. But ladies, you did fantastically. I have to say that I have, when I taught other times, women were not on the same page in their fluency. You guys all seem to be about the same speed. I know that what happens is you can read it perfectly when it's not your turn. And then you go to read it on your turn. And so that's why I love when sometimes it's a little boring to do round robin, but you get to practice it over and over again. Any questions? Well, let me ask, does anybody know another tune to Moda'ani or Moda'ani that they would like to share? No other singers in this group, huh? I'll share one that I learned in Hebrew school. Moda'ani lefanecha melechai v'kayam shechech ezarta b'nishmati bechem la Rabba emunatecha. But there's lots of them. We don't sing it in weekday service because they're very busy mumbling through all the prayers, but I do like that.
That was
So it
lovely.
looks like we have, thank you. Looks like we can look at the next prayer. Ma Tovu. So we'll just talk about it. We'll have a couple people try. So practice Moda'ani. Next week, we're just going to have everybody run through it once, and then we'll move on to Ma Tovu. You already know it. Just really work on the Shechech Zarta, because it's not that word that you're not going to see that word anywhere else, but gaining that confidence. That's what I noticed with the last few classes I taught. It's all about your confidence. It's not about your skill. You've got the skill. It's just feeling confident. Ma Tovu. So what we'll do for this one is we'll have volunteers read. Somebody will take the first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line, sixth line. Actually, I'm going to switch that. For today, we'll do it that way. Next week, we'll pair up. So maybe Linda and Sivian will read the first and second line. Linda will read the first line, Sivian the second, and then they'll switch places. But today, we will, let me see if this works. Nope. Sorry. No, I got one, thanks. I'm going to put you on my other screen. Now, okay.
Better.
The problem is on my small computer, I can move my mouse. On the big computer, I can't do anything. So, would someone like to read the first line in Hebrew for us?
I will.
Thank you, Tula.
Ma tovu ahalechem Yaakov.
Oh, let's go back to the third word. Try that a little slower one more time.
Ohalecha
Yep.
Yaakov Mishkanotecha Yisrael.
Beautiful. All right. Would someone like to try the second line? Gail.
Va'ani berov hasdecha avo beitecha.
Beautiful. Line 3. How about Marcia?
Eshtachavet el heichal kadash. Wait, kadsha b'yiratecha.
All right. And I look at the 4th word. I believe that's an example. The little dot underneath it, it's bigger. Just looking to see if there's any other to compare it to. Some people say kadshecha, some people say kodshecha. In this case, it looks a little bit bigger, but I'm going to ask about I believe it's Kod Shecha.
Debbie,
Yes.
we were taught that when the what looks like a T, the I has a name. I don't
know.
remember.
Kamatz, I think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Kamatz. There's a separation between the line and
Yes,
it's
there is.
not another line, it's a dot.
Dot.
And that is O.
So now we know. Thank you.
And
And I would point to it with my mouse, but my mouse isn't cooperating. So on that fourth line, it's Kod Shecha. If you look at the vowel, see a line and a dot, it could look like they just, like, I blew it up and it didn't form together, but it is a separate vowel. Kod Shecha. Good, thank you. It's interesting
welcome.
because you are taking classes as an adult. You learned rules that I, as a child, were not taught because we weren't taught all the rules. They just said read.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, that's something that the group of us that were together all last year and again last semester, that is something, we had the same teacher, and that is
Yeah.
something that she insisted upon.
Was that Miss Carol Greenberg? Yeah,
It
how
was
did I know?
Carol Green.
Carol Green. Yes, I know Carol, and she is a stickler for the rules, which is good.
And she is a phenomenal teacher.
Yes, she is. Can
I'm
we
not
have somebody?
saying you're not, but
You haven't
This
gotten to assess me yet.
no, but this was, I mean, I've taken learning to read Hebrew before, and it wasn't until I took this class that she really taught it. And it's like, it's here, it's in the head.
She's wonderful. I've heard good things. I've only met her through our meetings, but look forward to meeting her. Would someone like to try line 4? Thank you, Alice.
Adonai Avati Me'on Beitecha Kom Mishkan Bivotecha.
Good. Can you look at that second word for me? Read it for them again.
Achavti.
Excellent. Thank you.
I got a question.
Yes. What's your question?
Is it a hafti, or because it's intermediate Hebrew, so or is that an accent mark? And I'm new to this, so what's the story?
By the hay.
Yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with the vowels or accents. Again, it's my son explained that at one point Hebrew and Arabic were very similar, and as they grew apart, some of the symbols stayed but are not necessarily used anymore. I'm not sure if that is one or not, but it is ahavti. Good job.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm
sorry, Alex?
I love the ahav. Ahavav is love, and so ahavti is I love.
Thank you. Oh, we haven't read it in English. We'll do that at the end. Do I have someone who will take the 5th line? Thanks, Karen.
Ba'ani eshtachare va'ech.
Check at that letter next to the hey. Vav. Can you try that word again?
Vav. Ashtachav chave. Oh, I'm so
You're right with have. Put it all together.
Chave. Oh, chave. Ashtachave.
Eshtachave. Good job.
Eshtachave. Ve'ech ra'a evrecha lifnei Adonai Osi.
Beautiful. Second to last line. Thanks, Linda.
Va'ani Lati, Aha, Adonai, 8 Ratzon.
Beautiful. Who's the brave soul to take the last line? Thank you, Sivian.
Elohim Barav.
Take a look under that resh.
Oh, Barov.
Yes.
Barov, right. That's something new. Barov. Has Decha Neini Be'emet Yes Echa.
Yishecha. Good job. All right, now the hard part. Someone to read it in English.
I'll do the English.
Okay, Mary.
You want me to do the whole thing or just a few lines?
The whole thing.
All right, that I can do. How good are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel? It is through your abundant love that I enter your home and bow in awe in the direction of your holy temple. Adonai, I love the temple, your home and the place where your glory dwells. I will bow down low and prostrate myself before Adonai, my creator. May my prayer find favor in your sight, Adonai. In the abundance of your loving kindness, answer me in the truth of your salvation.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. What's interesting is it talks about bowing down, but we do not bow in this prayer.
I know.
I thought that was very interesting. So next week, I may just have we'll read through the Modeh Ani quickly. Not that you have to read it quickly, but we'll go through it and then we'll spend time on Matovu, partnering you up, and one person reads one line, one reads the other, and you flip, and then we'll go on to the next set of lines till everyone's had a turn. Ladies, your fluency is wonderful, and this is not a race. So I'd rather you go slower and get the pronunciation as opposed to go fast and then stumble, because it's all about fluency. I can tell you I taught advanced beginner and then intermediate, and I brought some women from advanced beginner into intermediate, and some of them never got to the fluency where you are. So I can tell how hard you have worked. So put in some time with Matovu, which I guess I should tell you about Matovu before we leave. These are the very first words we recite when we come to the synagogue in the morning. The opening sentence comes from Numbers 24:5.
Okay,
it was uttered by Balaam, the Moabite prophet, who had been summoned by Balak, the king of Midian, to curse the Israelites. Do you remember the talking donkey? However, when Balaam saw the Israelites encamped in their tents, he was overcome with awe and reverence, and the only words he could utter were those of blessings, not curse. Jacob and Israel are alternate names for the second son of Isaac. He was known in the Torah as a mild-mannered scholar, a dweller in tents, in contrast to his older brother Esau, who was a warlike hunter. Jacob's tents, or dwellings, were therefore interpreted to mean schools or synagogues, and it is therefore to be appropriate for Balaam's words to be blessing to be recited as we enter into the synagogue. So it just helps to have some context when you sit to read these, that you can be thinking about the talking donkey and blessing the people, not cursing. I hope I can remember when I go to Minyan on Monday when we read those prayers.
That's my parshat for my
was it?
Mitzvah, yeah.
What a great one to have.
The Shahachianu, I think that has possibly a connection to that hard word that we stumbled across. Because it gets us to, yeah.
Shahachianu, it might be. So before we leave, I want to tell you about Makom B'Yachad. How many of you know about Makom B'Yachad? No. Well, Makom B'Yachad started off at the very beginning of the pandemic when women could not say Kaddish because shuls were closed. So our Women's League executive director, Rabbi Ellen Wollensfield, and our president, Debbie Golditch, and I don't recall whose parent passed away right at that time, but they said, I've got a problem. I need to say Kaddish. So they just put their heads together and said, can we do a Zoom service? And Rabbi Ellen said, yes. What's required is you have to study a psalm. So they started meeting 6 days a week, not on Shabbat. And we would sing Misha Berach, and we started keeping, and people kept a list and, wrote down a list of who they were singing Misha Berach for. Then we studied a psalm, and there's quite a few of them. Then we kept a Kaddish list and a yard site list, because unfortunately at the beginning of COVID, the list got very, very long.
Yeah.
And then we would end with Mourner's Kaddish. We thought maybe we'd be doing this for a few months. Well, we went from 6 days a week down to 5 days a week. And then we went through all of the Psalms. Then we moved on to Pirkei Avot. Now on Fridays, so now when the world started opening back up, women couldn't meet 5 days a week. So we meet on days when we don't read Torah. We meet on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And we, on Fridays, one of our women just gives their thoughts on the Parsha of the week. What struck them, what interested them. On Tuesdays, I believe Rabbi Margie Sella, she's our education rabbi. She teaches Proverbs. And then on Wednesdays, Rabbi Ellen teaches, I'm always wanting to say Tanakh, it's not Tanakh, Talmud. And we learned some very interesting things with all of them. And we still have our yard site Kaddish list. We still say Kaddish. We celebrate holidays. We have done some amazing things. So I'm going to put the link in the chat if you would like to come on and join us. We have a good time. And if you like to kibitz, then women come on at 11:30 and they talk. And I have made so many wonderful friends through Makom B'Yachad. So here is the link.
Could you also send it in an email, Debbie, please?
I will. I shall.
Thank you.
And, I've never met, like Julia, who came on. Julia and I've never met in person, but we know each other so well from Makom. So
Debbie,
Women's League.
Do
Yes.
you have to commit to meeting all the times that they meet?
Nope.
You can
You
just
come
meet
on
once
whenever
a
you
week.
want. And
That
if
would
you
be great.
can't come on, it is on Women's League's Facebook page every day that we meet. So if you can't come on at noon, but you want to hear what someone talked about, you can just go to the Women's League Facebook page and we post them there every time. We are having a convention for Women's League next July. And we have a bat mitzvah class that's been learning. They'll have been learning for 3 years and they're going to be bat mitzvah at convention. So it's just a way to, anybody here in the bat mitzvah class? No? Okay. It's a wonderful way to meet women. I have, 100 new friends that I only know inside of a box, but we'll meet in person. Any questions before we sign off? I will send an email with the link. I will send a calendar invite and I will email you, put the Makom link in there if you'd like to come on and join us.
Thank you so much with that link. That sounds really exciting.
Sure. We'd love to see, and if you come on and I'm on a lot, then we'll give you a special welcome.
Okay.
Shabbat shalom to you all.
Shabbat shalom to everybody. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice seeing everybody.
Yep.
Yes, everyone, good to meet you.
Bye, Linda.